Internet holds out. Alright guys, so this is a super quick startup guide for Paladin. There's 1,000 guides out there for how to late game Paladin, how to be the bomb at Paladining. I'm sure there's going to be a bunch of them coming up pretty soon now with the new introduction to Stormblood. But because Paladin is about to be the coolest, greatest class out there, I figured I'd make an early game Paladin guide for all of you guys out there who were like, nah, I don't want to do that, fuck that, I don't like the shield, I don't want to be, you know, knight in shining armor, I'd rather be anything else. I'll give you guys a very quick startup kind of early game guide to Paladining. Now granted, things are a lot different and I'm still really getting used to this. I haven't really been able to sit down and do the stuff, all of the things, but I'm just going to start out real quick and just give like the basic stuff. Startup guide, Paladin's combo. So I'm actually gonna have to hover over things to figure out what they're called, but the very first kind of set of your enmity combo is going to be Fast Blade, Savage Blade, and then Rage of Halone. And I just activated Rage of Halone. So Rage of Halone is really important. Well, it used to be really important because it would do things to your enemies. I don't think it does that anymore now that I'm looking at it. But it's still pretty cool. Bandy is here in the background. He is also learning how to Paladin. So if you look at my hotbar, I have it set up. I would just go with whatever's comfortable for your hand. But this is comfortable for me. So that's my... Also, for all you early game Paladins, it's going to be a lot better for you now in Stormblood. It was a lot harder originally to be an early game tank, period, because it took forever for you to get tank stance. For a Paladin, it took a really long time. Now I think we get Shield Oath at 30, which is awesome, because finally, like, you're getting your tank stance during when you really need it, and you can break away from doing what we pretty much had to do early on in dungeons, which is you walk into a fight. If you had it unlocked, you pop out your shield lob, which would grab your enemies, and then you just flash. Like you're on MySpace. Or it's Mardi Gras. Or you're on MySpace. And that was it. And this is probably still going to be for a lot of the early dungeons. Everybody who's starting out to be a Paladin, flash. Master the, get your enemies, and then figure out how close you have to be to them to get your flash to work. Because that's really what it's going to be about. Your enemy grabbing combo is not quite fast enough. And that's Plans in the background saying hello. Also, once you start moving on, what's kind of cool, and I don't think, like, the striking dummy's not going to attack me, but Paladins have this cool skill. I like it over here because I like being able to click over from my R2 to L2. That's the way I am. They have this cool move over here, which is Shield Swipe, and it gives a potential pacification. It comes as a result of blocking. Once you get into your normal aggro grab combo, so your 1, it's actually a potential 4th in your aggro grab right after Rage of Halone. What I usually do to get that to work is I'll pop up Bulwark, which increases your block rate, and this will come right after you block. So you want to have that. If you're in a group of enemies, you're going to pop up your Bulwark. Once you start going, you're going to be doing your enmity grab combo, and then eventually you'll see it light up, and then you'll use that. I can't really do... excuse... Oh, God. Excuse me, momentary die. That will come up, and you'll be able to use it, and it can be really useful in a group of adds. And you can move around and switch which ad you need. Now, Val has reminded me, you're gonna get Sword Oath at 35. You're gonna get Shield Oath at 30. Shield Oath is your tank stance. Obviously, as soon as you get this, you want to use it. It's gonna down your damage, but generally speaking, as a Paladin, you're also gonna get this cool gauge, which comes up as you're grabbing. I think as you're grabbing enmity. I don't actually entirely know how this works anymore. I used to, so I'm gonna have to figure that out. I wonder if it still works the way I thought it did. So I am still learning some things too. Late game Paladin, I'm not entirely sure. Goring Blade, I think they may have changed this, but I'm not sure. This can be, back in the day, this was kind of like a god skill. It's your dot, it does a lot of damage. You usually want to cycle this into your combo at some point if you can. And this is a level 54 technique. Royal Authority goes with Riot Blade. It is your, so early on as a paladin, you're going to be sitting there like, but hey, why, like, draft, why am I going to sit here flashing? I'm going to run out of MP. Like, this isn't, you know, I have a lot of MP, but I'm not an endless fountain. Well, what you're going to end up doing then is you're going to be opening up with your Riot Blade combo, and this is really your early kind of dungeon setup. It's going to just be, you know, Riot Blade to get your MP back, and flash like crazy to keep all the ads. Later on, you can do cool stuff. They've changed it up, so now Goring Blade and Royal Authority all are on the same thing. Royal Authority is kind of your DPS attack. It is a combo potency of 360. It is really, really cool. I think they're trying to push that to be used more. It is finally put into your Riot Blade combo instead of your aggro grab combo, because it doesn't really make sense there. You have this really cool move, Spirits Within. This used to silence enemies. It doesn't do that anymore. Not really sure what this move is gonna... I'm not really sure how this move is going to grow. Really cool move. Also, later paladining. Every paladin loves this move, and I'm going to tell you right now, there's a proper way to do it and an improper way to do it. The improper way to do it is to silently be sitting here and be like, yeah, I'm going to do my aggro combo. I'm going to make sure I got all my ads together. Alright, and then I'm just going to do this. That is not how you do it. That is not the proper technique for using that move. What you're going to do is you're going to walk in, you're going to grab your ads, and I would really seriously recommend this, and this is like the serious note for me, the big takeaway is make sure your ads are together first. So I'm just attacking the striking dummy, but really what you're going to do is you're going to enter with this. I need to make sure it's up. You're going to pop a flash, make sure your enemies are all together, and then you're going to walk in and go, Scorn! And if you don't say it like that every time you do it, it doesn't work. I don't care what the flavor text says. I don't care what, you know, people say it's going to do. I don't care what Final Fantasy tells you it's going to do. It doesn't work. You will not get aggro. You won't get enmity. If you don't do that at least every time you do it, it doesn't work at all. I don't care if you have to write in a macro. I don't care if you have to scream into a pillow. If you don't say that when you do it, the attack is useless, and you might as well take it off your hotbar. So yeah, and the other cool thing about it is it has it also has a damage over time effect. Now I'm a little confused because back in the day, Rage of Halone, which is the third part of your combo, used to do a it used to put a weakness on the enemy and you used to cycle it through your ads. It doesn't look like you can do that anymore, so I think this is just going to purely be an enmity grab combo. It doesn't really have any extra parts to it, and that's fine. Besides that, Flash, I think one of the added parts is you can blind people, and paladining is really going to be about managing, as many of our friends have pointed out, it's managing your damage mitigation, along with kind of being a team player, and they're really pushing that. As you can tell, I'm just a level 60 paladin. I haven't quite leveled up yet, just jumped in. But yeah, there's some other fun stuff to jump into. When you get into late game, this isn't really about late game. I'm not that great of a late game paladin, but when you get into late game, you have your anti-tank busters, which are Sentinel, and Awareness, which you can now use. Well, I think you could always use as a paladin. And then you also have, obviously, Hallowed Ground. This is a big warning to all paladins out there. You're going to get Hallowed Ground at 50. It's going to be exciting. You're going to love it. It's going to be like, hey, great, 420 recast, just blaze, guys. This move canonically has always had a little bit of lag. Do not cast it just as you're about to die. Cast it just before you think you're going to die. Because there is a little bit of lag going in, and if you do cast it just as you're dying, or just when you think you can cast like Home Gang or Living Dead with Dark Knight, you can't do that here. This needs to be a little bit earlier. Also, cool thing, I still love is that you can still do this. You can still cover people as Paladin, which is really cool. You see a party member that's taking a lot of damage, they may have stepped in a couple of AoEs, maybe they're just, new to a thing. if they're nearby to you, or you shout to them, hey, get close to me, you pop cover, which is awesome. And then what I love to do is I will pop a Divine Veil, which gives a little bit of boost. I think this gives me a little damage boost, or damage resistance, gives 10% of my damage resistance, but it can also shield people around me once they get hit, or improves, and it's not shielding, it helps their HP recovery, so, or protective barrier. I'm not really sure what it's full, I've always assumed it was just kind of a barrier around people, but I don't know what portion of their HP it is. But usually what I'll do is I'll do a, I will run a Divine Veil to Clemency combo, so instead of burdening the healer, let them do whatever they have to do, just pop off, if I have enough time, pop off a Divine Veil, pop off Clemency, make sure everybody's got it, and then when the healers are able to come back and check out what everybody's doing, it just improves my HP recovery and kind of takes care of people. It buys a little bit of time for everybody. It's not, it's obviously not as good as a healer, but it's just a little extra boost to make everybody's life better. And it gets to be really fun. Besides that, that's probably the best that I have to offer for paladining. It's not great. Again, early game, get in there with grab your ads, flash like crazy, and then just pop into your Riot Blade combo. Make sure that you're gonna, when you do grab those ads later on, that you're going to be grabbing them. You get everybody together first with you grab your ads, get everybody together, and then score! And with that, that's pretty much everything. That's everything I have to offer. It's not a great paladin guide for late game. I can't really help people in raids because I haven't done it, so I would be wary about giving advice about that. But for early game paladins, hopefully this is helpful. And once you get your shield oath, pop that on as soon as you can. And I think the paladin dynamic's going to change, so you may see more stance dancing. So, till then, yeah. And I will get back to you when I figure out how to fill this bar. I have no idea how to fill the paladin bar yet. I haven't read up on it, haven't done anything with it. I have a lot to learn too, so we'll be learning together. Till then, take it easy, guys, and look forward to another Brolo. I'm not sure when I'm going to do it. I think I'm going to wait till the servers kind of stabilize a little bit more, and then I will finish off the Realm Reborn stuff, and then you'll start seeing me tackle some Heavensward stuff, and go back and do some of the hard mode Realm Reborn stuff, because I haven't unlocked it yet. I'm sorry, I haven't done it yet. It's my fault. I've been kind of lazy. Anyway, until then, take it easy, and I'll see you guys again.